First of all, thank you for giving me the chance to interview you. And what do you call this? Siguro let's start with a very brief introduction about yourself, what you do, and what's for you in the next months and years.
Yeah, so it's my pleasure, by the way, to be interviewed. I actually had a short kind of interview as well with some friends in UP.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah. So, yeah. So my name is Danny Condecido. I'm actually based in Singapore. I've been living there for almost 18 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And then my profession is in the IT, information technology. And then I work in different organizations, different roles as well in the IT field. And my passion is really on information technology.
Nice.
And recently, I decided to go out on my own to set up a digital platform, digital firm, which is more on the online marketplace in the Philippines. And then, so that's where I'm spending quite a bit of time now. So I frequent the Philippines quite often. And then while in Singapore, I have a small training company focusing on customer relationship management. So it's training and consultancy firm. And then I also wrote a book, so I'm soon to publish it, so digital CRM. And that's pretty much how I
What made you write that book?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think when I started my IT career, I started with with Microsoft Office, those productivity tools. Then I ventured into networking during the initial phase of networking in IT, internet working. Then after that, I kind of asked myself, in this IT that is becoming more specialized. This last time, IT doesn't have much branches. Either you are in the programming, business applications, or infrastructure.
Right.
But now there are several branches to it. And then I asked myself, I need to find a niche for myself, right? So I look at like business intelligence. I spend a bit of time in that. I look at collaboration and knowledge management.
Right.
Then I stumbled into this customer relationship management. I saw that I think this is something that I feel I can excel and I can do well. So I spent some time, and that probably since about I've been doing CRM for the last 10 years, over 10 years, and then I've noticed that as I look at different references for CRM, it's all coming from the West. Like 90% of the books about customer relationship management are written by the people from the West.
Particularly in the US.
Yeah, particularly in the US, and then some of them are from UK, from that part of the world. So I thought that, why not write a book that has the Asian flavor? So that's why the whole idea is that I want to write a more comprehensive book on CRM, but it has an Asian flavor to it. So some of the discussion examples are pretty much in around Asian market. Yeah. So I use different lingos that are common to Asian.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's.
That's gonna be it's super exciting.
Yeah. It's my first time to write a book. So it's.
When is it gonna be released again?
My publisher told me that it's gonna be launched in Singapore on probably mid of June. Yeah, and then hopefully it will be distributed in different parts of Asia. After that period.
I'll definitely buy that. Yeah, I myself, I have a dream to write a book.
Okay.
Maybe someday. After interviewing a lot of innovative influencers, maybe I can write a book, something about it.
Yeah, and it's book is a quite rewarding kind of. I would say. It's like you're trying to download all the experiences and all your your acquired knowledge into one
Right.
because you want to share.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
because you want to make money out of it, but it's more of you have accumulated this over time,
Yeah.
and then you want to package it into one single piece,
Yeah.
and then let somebody, take the journey of what you have done for the last 10 or 15 years, and then
Right.
have that into one journal, like that, which is a book.
Sige, let's talk about innovation. Well, first of all, how do you define innovation?
Innovation for me is creation or turning an ideas to that could be able to solve problems or to enhance
Yeah.
capabilities that would be something appealing to its users.
Yes.
Okay, or that will make the life or that make the activity of a user to be much faster,
Yeah.
more advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more on creation or the transformation
Yeah.
of things. Like example will be from manual to automated as an example, which is very basic in a way. But innovation for me is that
Yeah.
you want to innovate because you want to change something
Yeah.
for the better,
Yes.
something that you could, and then the user will have that what they call a heightened level of experience.
Yeah.
Because right now we're in this kind of thing called experience kind of economy,
Yeah.
that we buy things not because of the total value only, but because of the experience.
Also, the experience
Yeah.
is correct.
Yeah. So
What innovation or recent innovation have you made in your career?
well, some of those innovation that made me kind of get hired or get what would they say get some attention of my past employers, for example. So I'm gonna share something that I started my career in IT, just a simple trainer for Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint.
Nice.
But I think I kind of realized that I need to do something more. I need to do something beyond that. Innovative, yeah, like how it's defined. So I developed a small program on top of Microsoft Office. I call it this, the enhanced version of, or the actual application of Smart Tag. Okay, using XML technology at the time. And then that's one of the very first application of how you could be able to type something in Microsoft Word, and then the word that you type, you can connect to the internet and find related information about it.
It's like a link.
It's like a link, but but when you type, it actually sense that this keyword has more meaning, and you can actually find more things that you can use for research.
That's nice.
So and that one got an attention of Microsoft, and then I got featured in Computer World magazine in Singapore. So that becomes a defined. We're typing a lot of things in Microsoft Word, and then but that word is just a standstill. It doesn't do anything for me. Why not make that word live?
Right.
And since there is internet outside, why not I connect the word that I type in the internet, and then find something? It can be a definition. It can be about a source of that particular word, or it can be, if you type food, it can connect to restaurants, so something along that line. Yeah, so that's one of the innovation and then I also thought about, I launched one of the very first mobile app in the Philippines about 8 years ago. I don't know if you've heard about Gimmick Mobile. I knew that if you don't heard about it,
I heard about that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Gimmick Mobile was launched by me. It's my I would say my baby at the time, about 8 years ago. And that kind of, because for me is that at that time, and as an OFW, I always ask, where is a new place right now in the Philippines? Where can I go gimmick? Where can I find new things, new place to hang out, right? And if I Google, I cannot find, because a lot of companies, they don't have a website. Okay, so the search engine optimization has to be complemented by contents, right?
Yeah.
And contents comes from websites
Yeah.
during the time. Of course, now there is Facebook, there is Instagram, and during that time it's not as very popular, right? So I developed this gimmick mobile, right? But sad to say, it didn't take off. Probably I launched it too early because it's designed for smartphone.
Yeah,
And I realized that in the Philippines, there's not much smartphone
Smartphone
users
at
8 years
time.
ago
Yeah.
at the time. Okay, so
Exactly,
and then the internet is really my enemy, the speed rather.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that, but I still believe that I want to relaunch it. To be very frank with you, I'm just trying to find some opportunity because I think until now there is no homegrown Filipino app that really finds gimmickan.
Yeah.
Okay, there are some. I think there
I
are
think
some.
there's here pa rin, pero it's not really widely used right
Yeah.
now by the Philippines. I mean, the
Yeah.
Filipinos.
It's supposed to be Foursquare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't take off here.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Because they want something like a Filipino term.
Yeah.
Because any Filipino that hear the word gimmick, they know already the meaning,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What is Foursquare? Somebody from the street will not be
Yes.
able to define it or relate to it right away, right? But when you say gimmick, oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I still wanted to pursue that.
Can you talk about your latest project here or not yet?
I could,
Okay,
yeah,
good,
so I could be able to
Platform.
share. Yeah, so it's the name is mychange.ph. Okay, so it's a digital marketplace. It's an online marketplace which is designed to promote indigenous Filipino products and services. So it's not just products and services, right? So the whole idea is that my Change is like the advanced version of the Change that we knew. Okay, so just taking the history of the Philippine retail environment, we have this thing called Change.
Yeah.
Our
Flea market.
flea market, yeah. So the Change, but I want to make it more advanced and not make it like cheap. So when you say Change is cheap,
Yeah.
but not really cheap, but it's value for money and it's content rich. Right? So one of the value proposition of my Change is that we want to make that every single product, every consumer will know what they're buying because it's content rich. And then also we want to support the advocacy around sustainable consumerism. So what sustainable consumerism is that we don't want you to buy because of impulse or through impulse. Right? We want you to buy because you want it, you need it, and there's value for you on that product and service that you buy. And how do you get that value? Because I'm well informed. When I go to my Changi, I knew that this product is something that, this is designed for me. Okay, so a lot of curation. So that's one of the few e-commerce sites that there will be a lot of curation. So when you say curation, is that we curate it based on the persona of the buyer. So, for example, if I open this product, so one of the innovations that I want to share you on that one is that in the past or currently, when you go to any e-commerce site, when you click a product, what you will find there is that those people who buy this also buy this. That's very common, right? Okay, so Amazon started that, and then even Lazada and the rest are doing that. But what I have is something like, if I click this T-shirt or this shirt, it will tell me that this shirt, this product goes well with this. Okay, because there's a difference there, right? Not because you buy it because people buy it the same thing. So, but for me is that because I'm buying this, but these are the things that can accessorize this. What goes well with this? It can be a pants, it can be a watch, it can be anything, but that kind of complete yourself. Because for apparel, you want to be able to, sometimes it addresses the question, what would be nice to fit in this? Okay? And that's one of the example. And then one of the other thing also is in the IT stuff. So taking from my own experience, when I accompany my daughter who is taking up interior architecture and design, she asked me, "Hey, Daddy, let's buy a laptop for me." So when I go to the shop, okay, I said, "Hey, which laptop is designed for architects?" Okay. And there's a sudden mismatch there. Because they don't know what's the requirements of an architect. Because the other guy from the shop will say that, oh, we only have this quad-core i7 processor that has 16 GB of RAM. But does it answer my question?
No.
It didn't, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for something that is designed for the persona or requirement of this customer.
Yes.
But you're telling me a technical specification. So
Right.
when you go to MyChanggit, we have developed several persona on
Yeah.
on those IT gadgets. So when you click on that, you'll be able to see that, okay, this is designed for architects. So it's not only laptops. You will see there that, oh, even the lamp, even the table, even it's curated for that persona.
Exactly.
So that's one of the key differences.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
And I'd be very happy to be involved in the technical side.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
very, very much welcome because, as I mentioned, this is a very first Filipino kind of e-commerce, right? That could be able to do that. So we welcome anyone who could be able to contribute in this activity. I'm looking at it like a social enterprise actually,
Yeah.
because I want to help a lot of indigenous Filipino, like those manufacturers, those handicraft makers, that until this very moment, they're still relying on the typical brick and mortar kind of environment where they will just be passively waiting for a customer and display it on some of those, gatherings, or they have their own shop. But the whole world now is looking at digital. People are looking at their Google first before they go to the shop, right?
Yeah.
So I want to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
So hopefully MyChanggit will kind of create that bridging between the non-digital to digital, in a non-painful way that they can easily understand because it's made by the Filipinos for the Filipinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. So when can we expect that?
We're tidying up quite a number of things, but it's soon. We would like to launch it since yesterday.
Nice.
A lot of people are excited about it already, in fact. So hopefully, within this year, we could be able to launch it.
Okay. Probably last question. What knowledge can you share to those who want to be innovators in their own right? Or words of advice?
Yeah, I would say word of advice, but more of my own personal kind of view or perspective. I think innovation is the fruit of passion. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're passionate, and typically, when you're passionate of something, it will drive towards an output, which is the innovation, because you're passionate about this particular area or particular activity, particular technology. Innovation doesn't only think about products, right?
Yeah.
Even the ideas, the way you do things, the way you think.
The
There's
process.
innovation around it, right? The processes. So it can be tangible, it can be intangible, the output. So when you're passionate, and for me, I have two things. Okay, I always say to everyone that you have to be passionate and hungry. Okay, and that becomes my guiding principle to look for more, to challenge myself, to find more solution. Okay? And MyChanggit as an example is that I've seen the gap, so I'm looking at it as an opportunity, but an opportunity that you need to innovate and then do something around it. So that's for me is that again, being passionate that drives the innovation and being hungry. Okay?
Yeah.
Because when you have those two together, you can
bring value.
Yeah, you bring value.
Nicely said. So I'd like to take a moment to thank you for this chance and opportunity. Again, this will definitely inspire the young people, the old people, because it's not too late to, it's never too late to innovate, diba?
Yeah.
And thank you again, Danny.
Yeah, and you're most welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.